Alright, so I wanted to make this video really short and sweet. I haven't put out a video in like a week. Just been busy working. Just left the gym. Just pulled up to work. Got 12 hours ago. 12 and a half hours ago. You always have somebody looking up to you. Always. Whether you know it or not, whether you care or not, people are looking up to you. They're watching what you do, and you're not gonna know it. Subconsciously, you're just gonna keep doing your day-to-day and you're not gonna know it. So what you do reflects who you are, and when you have people looking up to you, that makes the world of a difference. You know what I'm trying to say. It makes a huge difference, night and day, to those people that are looking up to you. So, say you got into an accident or something bad happens to you, a friend passes away, you get a brain tumor. These are all things that there are people that I know have gone through. And you just see them just draw back. Steph is cold. He says they do that little step back. They take a step back. They get complacent with themselves, and they, even if they were doing good, they tend to fall off. We all tend to fall off sometimes. I went through something very traumatic. I lost a really close friend of mine, and I completely fell off. I quit posting. But I didn't stop working though, you know what I mean? I got lucky. I say lucky, but really I just put myself out there. I put myself in uncomfortable situations still, because it was an uncomfortable situation when I was going through. And I probably got one of the highest paying jobs you can at entry level, around where I'm from, which is insane. And it takes up a lot of my time. I had a fighter back out. That really discouraged me, because I've been training for a couple years now, and just all last year I couldn't get anybody to fight, and that would have been the second or third opponent that would have done that. So I'm like, hey man, I got stuff I want to build, I got stuff I want to do, it's not working out. I just really went through something in my life, and I just kind of went ghost. But I didn't stop working. I didn't work as hard when I was going through that. The motivation just wasn't there. Obviously I was disciplined to keep going, but that drive was just at an all-time low. What I'm trying to say is, even though we go through these trials and these tribulations and whatever you want to call it, hard times, as cliche as it sounds, you gotta get back up. You gotta get back up. You went through an injury, recover, take care of your body. And when you can, slowly build back into it, get back to it. You might not be 100%. You might not be able to get what you did before, but you can't just give up. You can't just lay there like a dog and just take it. That's just unreal. Realistically, you can do that. But to be the best version of yourself, you gotta get up. You gotta keep pushing. Nobody's gonna do the work for you. You might have went through a medical experience where, you didn't go through an injury, but you're sick. You got sick and you overcame that. That's huge. That's huge. Now let's recover. Let's get back out to it. Let's get back to it. Let's get out there and get back on the grind. Just because we all go through something doesn't mean you're alone and you're the only person going through that. Everybody goes through something. It's up to you if you're going to get back up on your feet and start walking again, start running again. It's up to you, man. Nobody's going to do it for you. That's what a lot of people, they think that they're just not entitled, because I feel like that's overplayed, but they're just they feel owed. They just feel owed, It's not going to get any better unless you put forth the effort. That's just how it is these days. You have to put the work in. It's gonna take time. You're gonna have to grind. You're gonna have to sweat. You're gonna have to bleed. You will cry. It is tough. Take a moment for yourself. Take a moment for yourself. Get you some alone time. Think about it. Think it over. What am I going to do to get back to where I was? What am I going to do when I get there to get better? We have to set the example. People are always watching, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not. The reason why I started posting all this stuff is because I decided to change my life. And when I did that, I just started posting. Like, for me, I'm like, all right, this is my transformation. This is what I'm going to do for me to look back on. There's no grand scheme in the beginning where I'm like, okay, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to become some icon. I did it for me because I wanted to like remind myself where I was and where I am now. It's night and day, dude. It's like two different people. It's insane. But while I did that, oh man, the lives I've touched, the testimonies that I've been given just because I started posting and gave people like, wow, like people like the other day, dude, when I just got through this injury, broke my leg. Like, what do I need to do? How do I get back to it? Like, where should I start? I used to hear that all the time recently. Up until like a few weeks, I haven't heard that for a while because I quit posting. But before the last couple years, dude, it's like messages like, where do I start? Where do I start? Like, what do I do? What do I eat? How do I lift? Like, I'm like, dude, I'll give you the very basics, but what you need to do, you got to work on your mentality first, man. You got to have that dog mentality is what we call it now. But back then, it was really big on like that self-improvement, but obviously we're self-improving, but now it's like you gotta like dig deep. You really gotta dig deep because this isn't for everybody. You cannot save everybody. I literally just lost a friend because I couldn't save him, because I couldn't implement the ideas of just being self-improvement and being your own man and being alone. There's so much more to it. So it's much deeper than that, you know. And it's easier when you get to see these people face to face, and you know, the locals, you know, they're asking questions and you're helping them out and you're around consistently, and they see that. But when, you know, my buddy was out of state and he was just struggling and he didn't have any good influences. He didn't have good people to look up to. That's the downfall. That's exactly what I'm trying to piece this together. You have to set the example for those people to look up to. Because if you're just doing bad habits, and people are going to see that, and if they see you fold, they're going to fold quicker because they look up to you. You got to think, if he can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the video for the day, guys. I just hope you guys just start digging deep. You guys start working harder. You know, you don't have to overdo it, but you gotta do it for yourself. You have to put the work in. I love you guys so much. I really hope the best for everybody. Let's get successful, guys. Let's do it. I'll see you in the next video.